Welcome back to another episode of A Little Blended.
Hi, Boo.
What it do? What up, babe?
It's been a minute again.
It's been a while.
I just haven't been in the mood to talk like this.
It's been busy too.
It's been busy. We had a kid move, another kid move.
Yeah.
A kid in high school.
Catheter.
Surgery. Emergency room.
All the things.
All the things. Store anniversary.
Oh, yeah, 1 year anniversary of the store. Shout out to Almost August.
Yes.
Clap it up. I'm supposed to be wearing this during the episode.
So yeah, we've had a couple things going on that left me drained, and I just haven't really felt like doing this.
Yeah.
And though this is the one time you're on it, and I'm just like, no, not so much. I'm not really in the mood.
Yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, what you sipping on?
I don't have anything. I just had a sandwich in the green room. I felt like a celebrity coming up here. Everything was prepped and ready.
So you walk
I had a sandwich. All the lights were on. Someone came and, did my makeup real quick. It was nice. I like this. I like this life. But I'm not sipping on anything yet.
I'm just sipping on a little bit of H2O.
Oh, that sounds expensive.
And how do I unlock your phone?
Oh, here.
Jesus.
It's not hard. Just
it is.
No. We have the same code.
All right. So today's topic, I really wish I had my phone. We're talking about not being good.
Okay.
So when I say that, I mean like, hey Jason, hey Carnita, hey Dad, hey Mom, hey Auntie, how are you? The small talk one.
Okay.
I'm good. Are you really?
So we're going deep.
I feel like we don't talk about it, men especially. My God, we're so bullheaded. I'm included. And we're just like, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm doing all right. No, you're not. So mainly I want to key in and lock in on those specific times where you're like, you may not even know what it is.
Okay.
Why you feel this way.
Okay.
Or what's triggering it. And you might even feel like I have all my bills are paid. I have money in the bank. My kids are good. I have a career. I have a job. My family's good. My wife's good. But something's there.
But why do I?
Why do I
why,
not feel
why am
happy?
I? Yeah.
Why don't I? Why am I being ungrateful?
Yeah.
It gives you like a feeling where you want to punch yourself in the chest and be like, "Man, quit."
You have
up.
those
like,
moments.
Man up, bro. Like, what is wrong with you?
You have those
I've
moments.
had them for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to talk about it. Because I know I'm not alone for fact. Because this came like for a special request. And it was so perfect.
Yeah.
It was like, man, that's very true. And I knew I wasn't alone. But like hearing it from a friend is like, man, it is very true. We don't talk about it.
No.
So that's what I want your input on as well.
Okay. Can we help you out?
You might as well just read it. Like, it's annoying.
No, it's not.
It keeps locking, though. Anyway.
It's supposed to.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties
Privacy.
here. These weak Samsungs. I need my iPhone back.
Oh, my
All right,
God.
so that'll be the topic. And just to start off with, as I mentioned, sometimes you don't know how to overcome it.
Right.
So I know you're like a reader and you learn and you know a lot of things. So when this happens, I went to you before and you told me some few things. So do you want to reiterate on like how you can overcome that feeling?
Sure.
When you just can't really know what it is?
Let me clarify. Your girl's educated and smart. My career path was initially to be a therapist.
Correct.
Like that's what I was going to school for, and then life just took me elsewhere. But that's my heart anyway. But yeah, sometimes you don't know why you're feeling what you're feeling. And one of the things I say, like you said, a friend of yours had this recently, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I don't even know where we were driving to. And so I got on the phone. Well, no, you recorded a voice note of me saying,
I can remember all that.
But I think the key thing to do is first, like, sit in a quiet space and ask yourself what it is that you're feeling, because that's the starting point. Yeah. If you don't know what you're feeling, you can't move to resolving whatever else is going on with you. So is that what you asked me?
Yeah. How do you get over that?
Okay.
Because a lot of times we don't know why we feel this way.
Okay. So
why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
Am I being ungrateful? Am I overlooking something? what the hell is wrong with me?
So the first thing to do is identify the feeling, and that's when having a large vocabulary is useful. Are you annoyed? Are you sad? Are you hurt? Like, you have to kind of ask yourself certain things. Like, do I feel like crying? Do I feel defeated, to get to what that emotion is? And then once you kind of identify what you feel, then you go to what triggered it.
Yeah.
So you go from present time and you start to inch backwards to, was it something someone said to me?
Yeah.
Did I get cut off in traffic? And a lot of what triggers us as adults, believe it or not, it's from your childhood. Your childhood is like the padlock of emotions on your life.
It seems that way.
Yes. And like, sometimes people are like, oh, I've gotten over it. For instance, today I was telling my brother, there's something my mother would say to me all the time.
What's that? Like,
I'm so large, my butt's so big, and I've always been a skinny girl. I only really put on weight once we got married to like COVID.
You're welcome.
But I've always been a skinny girl, and I think I lost weight between April and like present time, 36 pounds, get your life. But I think I was mostly uncomfortable with myself, heavier, because all I could hear was my mom's voice when I looked in the mirror.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't even know that. I just, like, I would just be like, you're so large. But it's not like I wasn't happy with myself. Health-wise, for my frame, I needed to lose the weight. But it's from childhood. So a lot of times the trigger is rooted and seated from childhood, and it just you just never resolve it.
And I think like therapy, you get like a misconception where people that don't want to go, they're like, they're just going to tell me it's from childhood, or they're going to be on, if it's marriage counseling, they're going to be on her side, they're going to be on, it's not like that.
No.
So we're both proponents for therapy. I was not at all, fam, until we went in there and she started checking her. I was like, yeah. But
You're
of course I have my stuff. It just felt good. Like, oh yeah, somebody got it. Yeah. Extensive
but you know
vocabulary.
What? Guess what? Guess what? Even that feeling.
What?
You were like, yeah, someone's on my. It's from childhood.
Probably so.
But yeah, therapy is a beautiful thing. I think therapy has saved our marriage. Not that we would be divorced, but it's kept us healthy.
It helps it for sure.
For sure.
Communication wise.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Knowing how to work on the things we need to work on. And I go to therapy on my own by myself, and that's really good for me too.
I was on the verge of doing it until, matter of fact, this topic was what was bothering me. Like, I would be like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why am I not happy? So just to, sorry. I keep trying to keep
I got you.
Just to like, go into deeper dialogue from my side is, sometimes it can also be like something you're missing. Maybe not childhood, but it could have stemmed from childhood. Like, for instance, with me, it was, and I literally just thought of this walking down the stairs just a second ago. When I was in those funky moods and I couldn't pinpoint why, it wasn't like you mentioned, go back, track for like what happened 5 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, today, last week. It's like stuff that I was accustomed to, like Wi-Fi or gaming or drinking or, something I considered fun. And it's like, now I don't have that. But I never even thought of that until like today. That was probably it. Like, I got accustomed to not having Wi-Fi for 5 years. But it's like in that one moment, could I have just wanted to go play the dang game? It probably was that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I could never put like, dude, you don't have Wi-Fi, but you want to go play your game at 5 p.m. or something on a Saturday, and you can't. So it could have been also something that you're missing or lacking. It doesn't have to be a relationship, just something you enjoy in your pastime, and you no longer have basketball. You no longer have alcohol. You no longer have Wi-Fi. And it's like those things can just accumulate and tack on. So it does coincide with what you said is start in the moment and go back slowly.
Yeah. I remember when you had your blood clot, and this was I need to check myself moment. You couldn't play basketball anymore, and you were on crutches. Were you on crutches? You were in the boot.
I think I was on crutches before I went to go get the clot checked or get my calf checked because I didn't know I didn't know I had an issue. I just thought it was an ankle or a foot issue.
Right. You were on crutches. You were in the boot, and then the clot was discovered, and then you couldn't do a lot of things, and then you were on blood thinners.
Yeah.
And we were like on ice because you couldn't get cut. It was like a whole bunch of stuff. And then like you were really funky. The Wi-Fi already is what it is. Trash. And like I remember a moment where I was like,
I don't like help. Sorry, I don't like people doing stuff for me.
I was like, Cernita, you're being so selfish, because I didn't take into consideration that all the things you enjoy were taken away from you, like just like that. Damn, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I have so many things I enjoy that if you take one, it doesn't matter. I'll move to the next one, or I'll create something else that I like because
to the house tonight.
Whatever. What? Like, I already planned out the whole patio. I have, that I'm gonna do on Monday.
Build an entire 3-bedroom home. What?
I mean, I want to do something.
I want to build a boat. Huh?
So, I have so many likes. I never I don't feel like I have nothing.
Yeah.
All your likes were gone.
Yeah.
And so I had to be like, I need to be more sensitive to you having to now redefine yourself.
Yeah. Thinking back, like, what the hell did I do? Like, I was just downstairs in that blue chair playing offline baseball. And then y'all have to help me do every damn thing. Get my meals, bring me food, unload groceries. Like, are you even a man, dude?
You felt that the other day because you had surgery and you couldn't pick anything. Doing every damn thing. And so we move our daughter to university, and her and I are taking bins and moving, and he's just standing there, and like there are other parents and other men, moving stuff, and he's literally just
because they told me I'm not supposed to lift
more than 10 pounds.
I just had a damn
cysterectomy.
Cysterectomy.
I don't know.
Mr. Brown, you making up words? Mr. Brown, Cora. Cysterectomy, cystoscopy.
That's what I said. What'd you hear?
So, yeah, that's that. So you do have to really lock in and pinpoint. I got to figure it out now.
Okay.
Figure out what it is, but you have to find out what it is, because if you don't, it'll just stay there, and you'll sit in limbo and wonder, and like that's like the onslaught. I don't know if that's the right usage.
No, set.
The onset of like depression, I feel like.
Oh, I've been depressed.
That's where it's starting, because it's like, what's wrong with you? And you start to wonder, like, why am I this way? And then there you are. Because you don't even know why.
Sometimes
and then you're pissed off that you don't know why, and you're pissed off. Now you're really pissed off.
Sometimes even with that, you try to keep it to yourself because you don't want to worry your loved ones, your companion, or whatever. And that doesn't help you. And it doesn't help those who love you, who are close to you, because they know you. So you end up just bleeding on them.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you talk about it, like the other day, I can't remember what it was. I was just triggered, and I was like, okay, let me tell you why I'm triggered. I called you in the bedroom.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, here are the things. This is what, if I'm moody, this is why.
Yeah.
But me talking through it helped me.
And maybe you're receptive and not being an a-hole.
Yes,
listening.
I didn't need help.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to understand.
Yeah.
This is what I'm feeling at the moment. This is what's on my mind. And if I'm funky, this is why.
This is why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus just walking around. And I say men a lot, but I'm really talking about myself and others I know. But like, we communicate sometimes nonverbal. Like, our body language is a strong emotion.
Yes,
yours and your body
is.
Language, you can't hide it, especially with a loved one.
Can't.
The whole house knows you're pissed off.
Yes,
even though you're not saying
it.
Like, the whole house knows you're bothered. You're not good, and it's okay. You're not weak. You're not soft. You're not moist. You're not spoon-fed, silver spoon. You're like soft, moist, squishy.
I don't like it.
You're moist. You're little moist little boy. He's soft. He wet behind the ears. So Yeah, it doesn't make you
That's
any less of
gross.
a man or human or woman that you feel emotional. Men are more
No.
emotional than women. I will tell you that much. Men are way more emotional than women. You don't believe me? Listen to my Xbox party chat.
I
Huh?
mean,
Do you play video games? Emotion. Like, wait, it could be aggressive or passive, or like, we're emotional beings. We're all emotional beings. It's just, I feel like people, especially women, can hone in and lock in as to why they're feeling that way. Men, we're just like, I'm good. But we walk around with pissed offness all day. You're not good, brother. It's okay. You need to do something about that.
Again, why?
Be unhappy. What?
Because when you're a kid and you're a boy, you're told not to cry.
Not to cry, do
little
push-ups.
girls cry. Boys don't cry.
For sure.
Yep. That's trauma.
I've told the kids that before. Stop crying.
Yeah.
Do some push-ups.
You used to ask me why does Elijah cry so much?
Why is he
He's
crying,
a
bro?
boy. And that's what
I
boys
didn't know
do.
that.
But see, I had a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
So I could already tell, and I
Yeah.
would just be like, let them have their emotion. Let them go through whatever they're feeling. And then we talk about it when they're done.
And then it's like, as a child or even younger, like, I would cry and be pissed. Like, when I got pissed, I would cry. Even now,
Yep.
I've said this before. If I'm really pissed, my voice starts to crack.
Yep.
If I'm just steaming hot, like
Yep.
it's about to pop. And that just like childhood, like, I remember being pissed off and just having tears in my eyes. Just like, woo, steaming, like serial killers. But I think that too. So that helps. Going back, we'll touch on the next topic. But also, what works for some is like faith as well, and being in the Bible. I'm not a Bible thumper by any means or stretch of imagination, but I also see the other side where like it helps. And then sometimes you're like, man, F that. Because there's people I know that are not believers, but I don't force it onto them. But I can see their side. You know, if you weren't raised as a kid like that, or you grew into not, you know, like you can't touch it or see it. That's why it's called faith. But that's another one that I wouldn't underestimate, because you need that positive reinforcement when you don't have the answers from a human.
For sure.
You need something that that's tangible. You can read and correlate it or coordinate it with real life things that have happened already, because you need somebody to help you out, man. If I didn't have her, I mean, I would be super happy single. Yeah. If I didn't have her.
Let's work on that. Let's work. Let me make it happen for you.
You're flipping your hair and everything.
Let me make it happen.
But yeah, this is like my human version of the Bible. This is my answer.
It's because I read and I just tell him what I read because he ain't trying to read it.
Childhood, for sure. Like, you were reading books that you probably should have been reading as a kid. Like, reading nursing books and everything, because you read all the books you got from the library in one day, and now you need to read the dictionary or something like that. It's wild.
I just love reading, and so my mom could only afford so many things and wanted to go to nursing school. So when I was done reading my books, which, I mean, in a day I was done with a book, I would read her nursing books. So like when you and the kids have ailments,
yes,
and you're like this, I'm like, okay, does this hurt? What is? Put your chin on your. Do that. Okay, I think this is what it is. And then we go to the doctor, and it's exactly what I said it was.
Confirms
all the time.
For sure.
Yeah,
so it's like a home doctor. Like, I wish this for everyone, but then like you just have to watch it, you know, because sometimes she's tapped out. Like, you can't just ask for everything.
But to go back to the Bible, I don't care if you're a believer or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a reader and you read the Bible, if you read it as God's word or if you read it as stories, it will guide you.
I never thought of that. Even if you don't have faith, read this book.
It will
never thought of that.
Totally guide you.
You smart.
I know.
You smart.
It'll totally guide you. And for instance, I posted
faith, but just read the book.
Just read the book.
Never thought of that.
I posted on TikTok about what we say in claiming things over us. And I would because I was diagnosed by a doctor with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always say, I have an anxiety disorder. Like, this is me. This is my makeup. Like, I made it my identity. And then one day God was like, I didn't tell you that was you. From that day, I have not had an episode.
What was that? Was that Pastor Mike?
No.
You read it?
No, God told me.
Oh, he told you. That's not you.
God was like, that's
You
not,
just
I
Bible
didn't
it.
give
He
that
never
to
gave that
you.
I never told you that.
I never told you that. I was driving, going to 105, and he was just like, hello.
And it's true. And you haven't had an episode
Nope.
since.
Because it's not me. He
It's
didn't
not
give
you.
it to me.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
when it comes to dealing with emotional stuff and how to navigate, the Bible is like my go-to with all the other resources in life. The Bible helps me a lot. And it can help you.
But I like that. What you said, especially that stuck out, was even if you don't have faith, even if you're not a believer, read the Bible. Read the book.
Read the book.
That's wild.
I'm just out here.
Have you ever heard that?
Bars.
For real, have you ever said that aloud or heard anyone else say that?
So.
That's a bar. Even if you don't believe in God or have faith, read the book.
Read the book.
Wow. That's mind blowing. Game changer. But yeah, that's what I had was, why was I down? And I don't even need the phone anymore because we just talked about everything.
Everything on your list.
All 6. Didn't even read it, but we tapped in on all of them.
Yeah.
So just to reiterate, and we also, if that doesn't work for you, if you can't literally, if you don't have the mental capacity to go back and think about what happened at work with my parents, childhood, what happened this morning that triggered me or made me feel this way, you just think everything's good, but you don't know what it is. It's just steady picking at you. You don't know what it is. There's nothing wrong with seeking help.
No,
Therapists,
there's nothing wrong with that.
And men, please share, guys.
Get a men's group.
Even if you don't feel like your better half would listen to you, a lot of times what we do is think of men as we go back to, I want to punch myself in the chest and man up. I don't want to tell my wife, I don't want to bring my wife, a dead end story or a sob story or make her feel sorry for me. Or we take things to the extreme as men, a lot of us. A lot of the masculine men I know, we'll think that we'll share something with our spouse or wife and they're going to be like, oh, come here, baby. That's not it.
No.
But that's how we think. It's like, I don't want to share this stuff. I'm just being weak.
And then guess what? Sometimes that's okay because sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah.
You want to be held. You want to be consoled. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay.
There's nothing wrong with it.
You've had your moments.
Where I want to be held.
You won't say you want to be held, but you'll come to me like you want to be held. And I think hopefully you're okay with me sharing this.
I don't care.
But since your dad has passed away, you're more, I don't want to say emotional.
Loving?
You're
you need to work
gracious.
On your
I know. I can't think of the word
loving,
right now.
Caring,
yeah, but there's a word for it.
like touching.
Yeah, you're more
Emotionally attached to you.
No. Gracious.
Swagged out.
No, not at all. You express it more. Let's just say that it's easier for you. And I think sometimes, I don't know, when you realize how short life can be,
it is exactly that.
It just you appreciate things differently.
It's exactly that.
When something hits close to home or at home, your perception changes.
And that's exactly what it is. It's like after losing my dad.
Affectionate.
It's like after losing my dad, it's like, let me tell you this now.
Right.
Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
No.
So it's like, strive every day to be happy. And when you're happy, your other part's going to be happy. Your counterpart.
I am your part.
Your wife, husband, your family will be happy if you're good.
Whoever.
You have to be good, man. And if you're not comfortable sharing these things with your better half, please get you some new friends.
Also,
and therapy.
Don't overlook this. Journal. Journaling is awesome. So that's kind of my self-help. Mm-hmm. And I'll journal, and in asking these questions, I'll write it down. What is it that you feel? And I will start listing words until I narrow down that one, and I'm like, this is what I'm feeling. Why are you feeling this way?
Yeah.
And I will write it out. And sometimes it's helpful to go back and read that, because then it becomes like a habit and a practice.
Gotcha.
And you can easily go through the checkpoints you went through that one day, but it's also a way to just get it out.
So what would you recommend for someone like me, the common guy with, I don't have an extensive vocabulary, not to your level. But what would you recommend for someone like me? Like simple stuff, like
use what you know.
so, because a lot of times it's not as simple as I'm mad, I'm pissed off, I'm upset, I'm perturbed. I don't use those words. I'm pissed off.
But you use what you know and what you have. A lot of times
I think those are the same things. Like angry, mad, upset, perturbed is the same thing to me.
No.
Not in a dictionary, of course, but I'm pissed off. I don't like that It's the same thing
no.
to me.
You use what you have, but you also have to use your resources because it's almost like having, I don't want to say something serious, God forbid, having an illness. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know you have the illness. You only have Tylenol. That's not going to help you. What resources do you have to get the medication you need to help the illness? So use your resources. Find a self-help book. If you're not into reading, Audible, listen to it. If you ain't trying to listen to it like that, YouTube. There are a lot of podcasters. I love Jay Shetty. That just have good conversations with people, even like celebrities and the things they go through. Then you end up feeling not so alone. Yeah. Even and then I think sometimes people think celebrities have no problems because they're rich, they have everything. Sure. And then when you hear this person
killed himself.
Not wow.
I'm just saying, take it to the extreme. Like you're like, man, he committed suicide. Like,
but then when you hear this person share certain things they go through, you're like, I'm not alone. And this person is actually closer to being a lot like me than I thought.
Correct.
And then it feels less lonely. Yeah. You feel less singled out.
Yeah. Another thing that I think it's a temporary fix to cope, but like the music you play.
Oh,
like I swear. And I learned this from a 16-year-old. I mean, you did it too, Chopin, but I learned this from a 15, 16-year-old kid, my son, my youngest boy, Eli. Like the music you play changes your mood for sure. Like listening to my 21 Savage and all that stuff is different than listening to some lo-fi. Like those things can just temporarily, because it almost triggers your brain to go into thought because you're not focusing on words.
That's not why.
This beat, but it's just like, you're just like a calming mood.
I'm like itching to tell you. What? No, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
What, sometimes a sensory overload with the multi-encapsulated
so we gonna get
verbatim chemical response imbalance? What?
It's modern day witchcraft.
Oh.
That's all it is.
Okay.
And so I learned this. It's not like I hadn't heard this before and I don't know it's true, but Stephanie Ike or Ike, she has a series on YouTube, Modern Day Witchcraft, where she talks about music and how what you hear influences you, but it's a demon. It's not like a demon with horns, but it's demonized and it influences you. So you go to the club, they're not pounding KSBJ or Chopin because that's not the reaction. You're not going to be influenced. You're not drinking, but let them put some Ross on and you feel like a boss and suddenly you're drinking Henny.
That's what bosses do.
And you're just wilding out.
That's what they do.
Go crazy.
I'm gonna go out tonight and do that all night.
We should. I like it. But then you're influenced by it.
Yeah.
Like no one does a drive-by listening to KSBJ.
No.
But you put some trap on, some Future, some 2 Chainz.
Back in the day,
something.
Lil Jon. It was fight until Lil Jon came on, my G.
Exactly. So that's what that is.
I bet you won't. All that.
And so I like starting off my days. A couple things before we end. I like starting my day with, it could be the same Christian song.
It will be the same Christian song. This lady here will start this playlist in order every day. I'm like, how do you listen to the same song every day first? Like at least hit shuffle one time.
Because let me tell you why. It increases my mood the same gradually. Every day. And I want that mood the same every day. And then, in the words of Leon Collins, every day should be the best day of your life. And if you approach the day like that, you start looking for things to make it the best day of your life. You're not looking. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what wrong happened today because like it's the best day of my life. And then I'm excited. I don't even know why I'm hyped up. It's the best day of my life.
It's really your vision, like you said too.
Yeah.
Like what you see. Like for me, I can take a drive and like see trees, the sunlight going through like tree
Permeating.
There you go. Going through. Flick your hair off. You do that one more damn time. Permeating. Spell it.
Come on, keep going.
Yeah, I mean I can spell it. Yeah. Like that, like seeing the sunlight or the moon or the sunrise or the moon at night, like those things are just like, man. And I always think of like Bert of those times because he's like every time like blessed, or like he'd be out here in the property. It's like, man, look at God's creation. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why a lot of times I would find myself when I'm getting this stupid feeling, I would go to the back and like, dude, you're here. It's beautiful out here. Sitting on acres. You have a home. We're not rich by any means. You have a roof over your head. There's groceries in the refrigerator. Like, you're not flat broke. You have property.
Our bills are
it's
paid.
Beautiful. Our
not
bills
late,
are paid.
on time. Praise the Lord.
Everybody that's left is healthy. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? You're just being a straight pea. But that's not always the end of that feeling.
Right.
And I haven't had that feeling since I've been doing my coping mechanisms, but I've been there, and you're not alone.
Yeah. And you can't say to yourself, I'm gonna do this mechanism today and I'm good. No, you have to do it. You have to commit to doing it every day. You have to, like, happiness is a commitment, just like marriage is a commitment. Love's not going to carry us. Sex isn't going to carry us. Being close or far away, it's not going to carry us. It's commitment that carries a marriage. And happiness is a commitment. You have to commit to being happy. You have to commit to finding joy in your day every day. Otherwise you just start to slide back. Like, I've been happy for a while. That's not saying they're not things that come at me. I've been, like, recently super overwhelmed, but I choose to be happy.
Yeah.
I choose. Saturdays turn out, I would have liked more people to come to our anniversary, but I chose to celebrate the people who were there. And I thought God gave me what I could handle and what I needed. There could have been a fight if there were more people. I could have been super overwhelmed if there were more people. Like, I just find the joy in whatever it is, and I call it a day.
And, you know, since I read a lot, I was reading this one day, and this thick composition
book
that I read in one day.
Composition book.
Day. Yeah, that's a lie.
You can read a composition book in one day. There's nothing in there, babe. Just lines and paper. I believe you.
So I did it. So I heard it somewhere, but it was true. And it went somewhat along the lines of, we as men will, I'm good ourselves right into depression.
Yes, absolutely.
We will, I'm good ourselves right into depression.
Absolutely.
I'm good. Ain't nothing. You want to talk? I want to talk about it. I'm good. Ain't nothing to talk about. I'm good.
And if you have
Always,
a wife,
I'm good.
If you think for 1 minute your wife doesn't know something's going on with you,
or even your girlfriend, it don't take long.
Or your partner,
it don't take long.
Your partner's gonna know.
Just like, you know, when they pissed off or something ain't right, and you just know they're not telling you, they're the same way.
Yeah,
I would argue they're even more knowledgeable of how you are and what you need and how you feel. So find someone to share. Hell, I don't give a damn if you're a stranger. Call me.
Yeah,
text me. I don't give a damn.
Comment. Post
like, if you don't have that person you're comfortable with,
can somebody call me?
Like, you see, I'm not sharing who shared this with me, but it's true. And I was so happy the person reached out, because it's like, damn, I was looking for a topic, and it was like, that's it.
Did it make you feel less alone with this feeling?
No, I didn't. Because I know other people feel like this. It was the fact that, yes, I have answers.
Got it.
That made me feel good that I've been through that.
Got it.
So I was like, yes. Not that I'm the almighty, but it's like someone else is going through this, and I like the fact that I have answers, but now it's the work we put in. That makes
you a little sexier, babe.
It's work to put into it. So it wasn't like, I knew I wasn't alone from the, you winked wrong your eyes, okay.
Wow.
Let's go. That's the end of the podcast. We gotta go. But yeah, that's how I felt. But
that's good.
So that's what made me feel like I knew I wasn't alone. I knew that.
Yeah.
I would be stupid if I thought I was alone.
I'm glad you were able to help him like that, you know? And hopefully he knows, like, he can always reach out to you, which I feel like he does.
I'm glad they did, because I don't like looking for help. I like to help or assist however I can. I don't like people doing stuff for me.
No.
I'm
no,
hard-headed.
you
I
don't.
won't even ask. Like, I'm not asking a neighbor to borrow your tractor.
That's kind of huge, but we live in the country, so
Your
that's
shovels.
like nothing out here. It's like asking a neighbor for sugar in the suburbs.
I don't like asking you to bring your tractor over and move this burn pile.
But
Move it slowly.
they're over here trying to vroom vroom somewhere. Like they're done at their house. Where else can they play?
Yeah, for sure. That's their toys.
So yeah, this was good. This was a good topic.
I love the topic. I love it for sure. For sure.
I like it.
You got anything else you want to add? We close this thing out.
Just,
my G.
Find someone, find a hotline. Don't give up on yourself. You're not alone. Use your resources. If you don't have a friend or a person you can reach out to, it's time to trade up your circle.
Yeah.
Move differently. Never guilt yourself into staying into the same position because you made a decision. Like, if it's not working, it's not working. You have all the liberties and the rights to move around. And we're here. If you feel like you want to talk to one of us, leave a comment below and we'll reach out and
send me a message. PM.
Yeah, I think our email is in our little YouTube bio thing. So reach out, but don't feel alone. Yeah.
And the alcohol and other things are not going to get you through it. It's just
we didn't even talk about
it's just
that.
Temporary. Like, alcohol is temporary. Recreational drugs are temporary. Hell, for me, video gaming is temporary. It doesn't eliminate the feeling just in that time. And this is just me learning from experience. Like, having something on your mind and being pissed off about something internally and going to play the game. Hell no, I ain't thinking about that playing the game. I'm playing the game. I'm locked in. But when the game's over, you still got to go to sleep and you got to get up the next day and next morning and go to work.
Yeah.
And you think about that on the way to work, at work, during work. Work might be the trigger.
Consumes you, yeah.
Work might be the trigger. And now here you are going to it. You have to know what it is. You have to do not be lazy with it. Like, figure out why or what it is as to why you're feeling this way. You have to do it. It'll change your life.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
I like that.
You feel me. Doctor, you feel me.
Dr. Arms.
Anything else you want to add on that, baby?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching.
Guys.
Find us on YouTube, A Little Blended. We're also on all of your major podcasts. Where you listen to your podcast at. We are there. Please believe me. Believe it, please. And on that note, we are out. Signing out.
Take care.
Peace.